and welcome back to our Empowered Leadership Discussions. It has been a minute. But if you've seen the thumbnail or the post that this is connected to, you'll see that this is a really special series because this is the small but mighty edition of our Empowered Leadership Discussions. And we'll get into what that means and what we've got, exciting stuff we've got to share with you. So Tienie, hello and welcome back. It's been a beat.
Thank you. Yes, it's been a while, but lots of stuff happening in the background, sorting a few things out. Yeah, it's very excited to be here on this nice and warm and summery day.
I think it's got to be like the hottest day of the year today. So definitely.
So.
Okay, so do we want to just share a little bit about what we here to talk about? Because obviously this is a follow-on from our previous live podcasts around empowered leadership discussions. But this one is the small but mighty edition because, we've been kind of off the radar on this podcast for around probably 10 months, maybe 8 to 10 months. So it's been a little while. And we've been squirreling away in the background, writing a book, Tienie, haven't we?
Yes, it's exciting times, and so because we were working with clients in this space, we thought, let's put it to pen to paper, get some ideas going, got some beta readers in place. Yeah, so some exciting stuff happening, and it's just spawned from the work that we do. It's just come from that stuff, and so some good and exciting stuff in there.
Yeah, it is, and we'll get into that, and we'll share a little bit more about why and what and all that kind of stuff. So, the book is called Small But Mighty. So that's the title. I'm going to actually drop a link into the chat that if you do want to kind of sign up to be notified when it's released and get access to the discounted offer, which will be running, I think, for 2 or 3 days when it's released. Click on the link, have a look. So it's Small But Mighty, and it is the Business Leader's Guide to Growth, People and Performance. And that is going to be released mid-July, fingers crossed. I am literally waiting for the final manuscript to be delivered to my daughter today to sign that off. So it's all exciting. It's everything's go to get it over the line and to launch it. So small but mighty. As Tinie said, this is the stuff that we were doing anyway, right? Like this is the stuff that we were working with clients on. And let us just expand a little bit around how it came to light, what's in the book, why it's important to us, who it's aimed at, and you can get a good feel of what's going to be in it, really. So why did we write the book? Just alluding a little bit, Tinie, to what you said there, is we support SMEs, don't we? Like our expertise is sitting in the SME space, supporting small businesses going through some kind of growth, whether that is through investment, through revenue growth, through grant funding, and we support them through that from a people perspective, a people strategy, and we do that from a coach-led approach. And we sat down about 18 months ago and identified and realized that we were doing the same thing with pretty much all clients.
Yes. So what happened is that I remember we were at I think Durham University after a networking event, and there was a whiteboard, and we just went for it on the whiteboard and mapped out what we were doing, because we were thinking through what we were doing for the next client that we were working with. And it doesn't matter where the point of entry is, all of it kind of falls into the small but mighty model that we've created to have meaningful growth and people development discussions in the small to medium enterprise arena.
Yeah, so we at that point created what we have a business growth model. So that model sits at the core of everything we do with clients, and we were seeing the impact working with us had on our clients around how they grew more intentionally, how they developed their people, and we also recognized that small businesses feel like this stuff's out of reach a little bit. They feel like they're too small for strategy, they're too small for people development, they're too small to, to train their people up. And most often than not, in small and medium businesses, people are wearing multiple hats. People are getting a bit involved in this and a bit involved in that, and there's little structure. And as they grew, that definition of who we are, what do we stand for, what processes have we got, how do we support our people to evolve and grow with us, was a real challenge to get on the other side of growth and do it sustainably and successfully. Whereas what we recognized we were doing naturally was creating a bit of a bridge for people and a bit of structure to kind of go from that messy growth phase or messy startup, or like what gets you here isn't going to get you there, right? So if you've got 5 or 10 people, you're going to be operating very differently to when you get 50, 60 people. So we recognize that small businesses weren't necessarily seeking this support because it was almost not accessible to them in their head. Like there's that myth, isn't it, of like, we're too small for this stuff. We'll do it when we're bigger. We'll invest in our culture when we get X revenue, that kind of mentality.
So from setting up your business, understanding what it is that you want to do, and getting yourself all stressed out, where you actually are resenting starting this business for yourself. And so we help people move away from the stress into the stretched space for themselves, with intent, mapping out what the next steps are. Where are we in the growth phase of our business? What is it that we're doing? Are we just hiring people to go and deliver a piece of work for us and not necessarily considering what it is that we're creating for ourselves, which is creating more stress for us as leaders and founders of business?
Yeah.
And then also sitting within that business, how are you sensing the leadership team leading you so that it's a stretched space you're in rather than a stressed space you're in? And so all of these things are things that we've come across and experienced in applying this business growth model of ours.
And even recognizing yourself as a leadership team, sometimes it's like, oh, we don't have a leadership team, but we've got 4 people over here who make all the management decisions. I'm like, right, well, be the leadership team, right? It's like the terminology, and you don't have to necessarily be in startup. It could be any kind of growth. It's the same cycle, right? And it's the same process that we support people going through. So I suppose back to the why did we decide to put this in a book is to make it accessible, right? Like we know that small, medium businesses, micro businesses are on the rise, are on the increase, but we also recognize that they're asking their staff to do more. We know that they're wearing more hats. We know that they're juggling. We know that people of small businesses are building businesses because they love what they do, not because they're great at managing and leading people. They're not great. They might not love the whole process and people strategy piece of it. So we want to make that stuff accessible. We want to give people an insight into what it's like to work with us, the topics we cover, the things that we take our clients through. And whilst you'll not have me or Tienie sat on your shoulder, the book very much is us talking about it and in our style, in our language. And it's full of case studies. It's full of challenging questions, reflection questions. And we want it to be something that no matter where you are on that business growth model or on the cycle of growth, that if you've got a challenge around your people strategy, around how do you grow successfully, you can pick it up and find something. And whether that is kind of writing in the book or doing the exercises, that you can get something from it. That's the aim. So we want to make the stuff we do more accessible to people.
Yeah. And to think about elements, just for you to honestly reflect on the journey that you're taking at the minute. And we want the way of working to be lovely. We want to improve how work takes place. We want to help colleagues and peers work together better. We want to founders and CEOs to start becoming enthusiastic about the work that they're doing. And so it's all of those elements that also in the periphery have driven us to put this in a format that you can kind of interact with and leaf through and write in the margins and do all of that stuff. So it's an interactive piece of work that we've delivered.
And the mission that we've always kind of had at the core is to transform the world of work. We want it to be more collaborative. We want people to enjoy being in a workspace, and we know that comes from how they are treated, how they are managed, the leaders of the organization, the aligned values. So we just think that giving this information away in a book can help anybody access that. And excitingly, we did it as an audio book as well, didn't we, Tienie? So if you want to listen to us read it to you, you can also access that when that's released. That's going to be released after the summer, probably. I think it's going to be.
I struggled with that piece of the puzzle. Not adding my hand gestures. No one can see my hand gestures while I'm reading, can they?
What I would say is reading something that you've written without becoming really enthusiastic and adding and expanding and giving more context is really difficult. The lovely lady that managed us in the studio, Rich, I remember just saying to me, "You're getting a bit too excited for the reader's experience." So I did have to try and calm it down. But we're really, really excited about the book.
Yeah.
And we're gonna this live and the podcast that we're going to be doing is all going to be around giving snippets of the book, topics of the book, and this is all aimed at small and medium businesses, micro businesses that want to do better, want to lead better, want to get clarity on their strategy, and it's not just coaching. I know that's our underlying, it's a coaching-led approach, it's very collaborative, but there's a lot of stuff in there around, because our experiences, if we look back, is much wider than just coaching. So obviously I come from a very strategic background, processes, controls, compliance, and Tinie's is very much behavior, people, how do we get people to operate and be the best they can be. And we've kind of brought all of that into the book, haven't we, Tienie? Like, this isn't just a coaching book by any stretch of the imagination. This is, if you are leading a small business, a medium business, or even a small team, and you want to lead better and grow better and improve people's performance in a way that aligns with you, this is for you. Like, this book is for you. And I think, like, some of the feedback we got from our beta readers is, this isn't just applicable to business. This is just how to be a great human and lead well. So I do think there's something in there for everybody.
The piece that I loved about this journey, it just reconfirmed that you roll up your sleeves and you do the work, and you offer it scale, longevity, and embedding through coaching, and how those things kind of overlap and entwine. And coming from a learning and organizational development industry myself, Kirsty, you and I just complement each other with the knowledge that we share in the setting up of strategies, creating the vision, mission, values that then truly align to the individuals. And then, then the work gets done in a way that we emphasize the whole transforming the world of work, and making it a better place to kind of deliver our craft in. But it is the rolling up of sleeves, getting the work done, and then embedding it through the coaching element as well. So I think it's a good combination of all of those skills that we offer up in that offering.
Absolutely. And there's a piece as well around having a coaching approach as a manager, as a leader, as a human, really. And what this book is not is the next book might be, but this book is not how to be a great coach, right? This book is taking a coaching approach and coaching-led approach to managing, leading, developing, growing a business. And no matter the size of the business, no matter the size of the team, if you're making decisions in a business for people, are responsible for people, like, you know, there's something in there for you, is what I would say. But we, like I said, we're going to be doing back our live podcast, but it's very much aimed at that SME market, the small, micro, medium businesses, because these are the people who we help day in, day out. We realise that the more they're asking people to do, the more we asking teams, the bigger that they're stretched. We're in an economy that's really challenging at the minute, and businesses aren't necessarily freely investing heavily in this stuff or recruitment, or they're trying to do what they can with what team or size they are. And we totally get that. And so hopefully this will aid people that are in that situation, you know, get insight into this stuff that we talk about, and to help them think differently, to help them treat their people a little bit differently maybe, but just to also add a little bit of structure to what they're doing, a little bit of validation of, oh, I'm on the right track. Actually, all I need to do is like make a little adjustment and that'll get better results. So yeah, it's exciting.
Very exciting. And in this Empowered Leadership Discussions series that we're bringing out, as much as what it's centered around the small but mighty content that we've created, the more we're speaking to people, I've got people that want to be part of our live stream as guests to talk about how this element of the potential small but mighty model worked for them. Or from a coaching perspective, I know Tim Doggett from the Chemical Business Association wants to be part of the discussion with us, just to re-emphasize how good this stuff is for him from a digestion perspective and interacting with us. You know, so there's a few people in senior spots that will come in and share their experiences of how it translated into their world. And so this Empowered Leadership Discussion series is gonna, what we're gonna try and do is make it all inclusive as well in that space.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we'll have people come in and talk about it and share, because this is the stuff we've used day in, day out. Like, we are sharing how we structure, how we support people. Like, we almost emptying our sock drawer in public and going, this is what we do, right? This is how you can do this too. You don't need to pay us to do it for you. But like, you know, and that's, and I just think we need to be building businesses differently. We need to be growing businesses differently. We need to be really taking care of our people. And if we don't share what we do to help people do that, like, how do people ever going to do anything different or know there's another way? So we most definitely be getting people to support us on that and share, because I think it's great for, like, it's okay for us sitting here going, oh, this is a great way to do that, and we go and help clients with that, but actually hearing it from a client who's gone, that really transformed my business. Leading like that made such a difference.
Yeah.
Having a coach and an approach in this situation just made that so much easier, you know?
A key theme for us from the beginning was, it's the value you bring, not the price you pay. And from that perspective, there is a transformational pursuit you and I both have. The aha moments, we need to make them happen on a regular basis. We need to have discovering moments between members of teams, and the team dynamic just improves. We need to get the values demonstrated by someone that you least expected it from, and catch them doing those things right. And it's those little things that we, bit by bit, will transform the way of work for our clients and for us at the minute. And it's nice having that as a focal point for us, that drives you and I to do the work that we do, Kirsty.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. And if you've listened to us before, you'll have heard us talk about our business growth model anyway. So you might have a bit of an insight of like what we do, and we've like taken topics from it already. But this is just kind of that next layer, isn't it? It's like that next level down. It's not just surface level. Like we're really just sharing everything for you to think about in those areas. So we're going to just leave it short and sweet today. It's a little bit of an introduction just back into who we are, what we're doing, because we've conscious that we have been a little bit MIA, because writing a book's pretty hard and takes time. So we're going to be back next week, and we're going to start exploring a little bit more into the topics. We're going to have a little bit more structure to what we're going to talk about. But I've popped in the chat the link if you want to be notified when the book comes out, which will be mid-July, we're hoping. That's the paperback. The audio version will be after the summer, I imagine. But if you want to be notified and you want to I think we're going to run it for a couple of days over the launch at a bit of a discount, probably 30-40%. If you want to grab it while it's on offer, please drop your email in there and you'll be notified as soon as it's available. But we do genuinely, we appreciate any support and all of your support, really, to even get to writing a book and having something to share with everyone. So, yeah, if you want to be part of it, drop your email on that link and you'll be on the first to know.
Thank you, Kirsty. And also, connect with us about empowered leadership discussions. And to your mind, what is a great empowered leadership discussion that you've had? Or what does it mean for you? What does empowered leadership discussions mean for you? And let's have a little bit of an interaction around that. So connect with us about that as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And I'm really looking forward to getting the book into the world and getting back to having these great weekly conversations and being a little bit more active in life, but on LinkedIn as well. And, starting to come out of the cocoon and the cave of writing a book. So there we are. This is the first step of putting it out into the world. We're telling you all about it. And thank you so much. And thanks, Tienie.
Thanks, Kirsty. Nice to see you again.